According to the United States Census Bureau, a study in 2018 shows that 92% of households across America have a laptop or computer in their home, and 85% of it being that they already have a subscription on the internet. Now, growing up, I didn't really feel the need to ever go to the library, ask my parents to drive me there, because I had the internet. I had phones, tablets, or computers right next to me by my side at all times. Google makes life way easier because you can, if you have a question, search it up and you get millions of responses instantly like that. And technology has kind of phased out the use of libraries because just within the last 20 years, we've been seeing it. Technology has advanced more than we could have ever imagined, and it's only been 20 years. Just imagine 50 years from now what technology would be like, and if public libraries are still around, what is really going to be their purpose. So you have to understand the boom of technology first. So in 1971, the first home computer was sold, and there was a big clunky thing that could navigate emails, but it didn't have internet yet. And in 1983, internet was made and went public, and people were able to go on Google, search stuff up, and just really start to comprehend what the internet is like. And in 1996, the Nokia 9000 communicator was the first mobile phone that had the internet accessible to it. All you needed to do was to be connected to Wi-Fi. And now we're present day, 25 years later, and technology has gone so much further than we ever could have imagined. We have projectors, laptops, everything you can imagine with the internet already plugged into it, and all you need to do is just load up a search engine, type your question in, and you get millions of responses instantly. But why use the internet? If you still prefer going to the library, it still doesn't make sense for that because internet is fast, easy, convenient, and it's reliable. But you have to understand the downfall of the library since the boom of technology happened. So the downfall of public libraries. So with 92% of America already having internet access with computers or laptops at their house, it doesn't make sense for them to get up, go to the library, find their local library, go in and pick out either a book or just get information there when they could just do that all from their homes, because you can buy books online, you can get all the information you could ever need within the click of a button. No need to actually go to a library. Everything that a library does, the internet can do. We've seen it with COVID. COVID just hit and everybody was forced to stay at home and work at home, and it did just fine. The internet held up and you were able to do everything that you needed to do on your day-to-day life on the internet without the use of a public library. And the information in libraries are old and outdated. Most of those books are probably 20 to 30 years and not relevant or could be wrong or proven wrong now today. So it doesn't make sense to go check out an old book that could have false information. So why is it a waste of taxpayers' money? So America has more things to spend on than funding libraries. And I bet you when you're filing taxes, you don't know that it's going to fund public libraries, but they do. Because most people don't even go to libraries nowadays, and it doesn't make sense that they should be paying for a resource that they don't use anymore. And when that money could be going to rebuilding the infrastructure of America. A cool fact that I like is Earth is about 25,000 miles around circumference, and there's about 4 million miles of roadways that are quote unquote poor or damaged or dangerous condition according to the motor trend. And that's just crazy to me and the math comes out to you could drive around 160 times around the Earth, and that's how many roadways and bridges in America that are poor or dangerous condition. Now, personally, I don't want to be driving around with my loved ones or friends on dangerous roads that could potentially lead to bad injuries. That money, taxpayer money, could be going to better stuff. It could build parks for in new neighborhoods, friendly parks, safe parks for kids to run around in, or better roadways, which America is dying for. But you have to understand some downsides if you decide to close public libraries. Obviously, there'd be possible unemployment for the public library workers all across the nation. They would be facing unemployment and possible homelessness. And we'd be losing hundreds of years of tradition, since libraries are the traditional way to gather and gain information. So you'd be losing that tradition, and it's part of our culture, I think, but it's just a better downside to it. And then access to the internet, like I said, 92% of the people have access to the internet at their home, but what about the other 8%? They would be left with no internet, no access to books or anything, so they'd be living in a world of blackout pretty much. So some actions to be taken. I would either attend a city council meeting to get my county officials noted about this issue, and then I would go out to social media, since that's the best way to reach large amounts of people very fast, and it's free. So I would do online polls and like try to just get people knowledgeable about what this issue is, and maybe try to change the minds of the people and make a change and better the roads and the parks for make it a safer place in America. And then so in conclusion, we talked about like how there's 4 million roadways that are in poor or dangerous condition, and that the money could be going to something better rather than the funding of public libraries that people don't even use anyways. And the boom of technology, about in 20 years how we just came so far with technology and how far it's progressed and how far it will progress in the next 50 years. We are just in the beginning stages of technology, and I think that that's going to rule out public libraries being an option to get information from now on. And I just want you to think about this when you go home today. When you pay your taxes, would you rather go to the funding of a public library that you don't even use in the first place, or would you rather that money go to the rebuilding of America and its infrastructure, making it a safer and better place? Thank you.